Hi Alex, how are you today? Welcome.
Hi, Robin. How are you? I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, good, thank you. As you know, we are going to do your assessment today
Yeah,
for 2 units, the BSB PEF 202 plan and applied time management and BSB WRT 311. Write
yeah,
simple documents.
yeah.
Okay. For BSB PF 202, plan and apply time management, we'll go through some questions. And I have
Okay.
received your time management plan. Thank you for submitting that, mate. Uh,
No worries.
we also have a short observation we'll do later in the group discussion, which should take about 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, give me 1 sec, sorry. Something is happening here. That was okay. Okay. So how are you feeling today? You excited?
Yeah. I'm excited to finally finish this.
Yeah, good, mate. Let me quite you check the spelling of your name. It's Alex, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I received your idea already by email, so I am looking at that right now and can confirm that you are who you are and say you are. Just
I am.
please, if you can in the chat, can you put your name and date, please, for attendance?
My name and date. Yep. 15 today, right? 15, 8, 24. There you go.
Thank you, mate. Let me quickly explain the not yet competent and appeal process. During this assessment, if I determine that you do not meet the requirements for any task, I will mark you as not yet competent. You have the right to appeal this decision. Information about the appeal process can be found on the Plenty Training website and in the student handbook. During this
Okay.
assessment, please make sure you are comfortably seated with no WHS issues around you. If any technical issues arise, please let me know and I will guide you to fix them. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Today's date of assessment is uh, the 15th of 08, 2024. And the assessment location is via Zoom. Although we are online, we are still face to face and can have a conversation. I will be typing your answers so you don't have to do any writing. Could you please tell me a little bit about yourself, Alex?
So my name is Alex. I'm originally from France. I've been working in construction for about 3 years now. Uh, and I'm also moved on. I'm now taking more job as an office secretary.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Thank you. The material for today's task is the time management plan you submitted. There are no special supporting arrangements as I will be typing your answers. Without
Okay.
further ado, let's get started. I am now looking at your time management plan. It is very detailed. You have clearly highlighted your job role and goal, your 5 tasks, and identified the highest priority task. Explaining why. You are also provided an example of a potential problem that may arise and how you would like to tackle it. Very well done. I am happy to inform you that for this task, I am marking you as satisfactory. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Are you ready for the assessment, Alex?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Let's start with the verbal questions. Um, Summarize why each of the following futures of a time management plan are beneficial. List of tasks and time frames, deadlines. You are.
All right. So for the list of tasks, I making a list of tasks help me to stay organized on my daily tasks and ensure that no administrative task or deadlines are missed. It also allow me to visualize my workload and prioritize effectively my job. Concerning the time frames and deadline, for me, it's very important to set time frames because it creates a sense of urgency to complete my task. And the deadlines, they prevent things from getting deprioritized and ensure I provide timeless support to my colleagues and my managers.
Okay. Explain why you should use to-do list when planning your job tasks.
A to-do list is crucial for tracking all the various administrative tasks. For example, meeting preparation, documents draft, and follow-ups that I need to complete. It also prevents anything from slipping through the cracks and allow me to systematically walk through my responsibilities.
Explain why setting a time frame for completing job tasks is important.
So setting time frames are important for managing my time efficiently and meeting deadlines. It also prevents me from spending too much time on any single task at the expense of other priorities. And the time frame keep me focused and ensure that I provide responsive support.
How can you use an online calendar or similar apps to help you manage your time regarding job tasks?
So online calendar and apps allow me to schedule tasks, my deadlines, as well as my appointment in one centralized place. It helped me to visualize the layout and help me identify the potential conflicts in my workload. It also remind me to ensure that I don't miss important meetings or deadlines. And I already have some apps that are integrated with our office management system, and that I do enjoy to use.
Okay, good. If you were asked to complete a job task and couldn't fit it in your day, what could you do to manage the situation?
I would probably talk to my superior.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually really good. Sorry, I didn't even read the 4 answers or the multi. Okay, no, that's yeah, okay. If you had a lot of job tasks for that day to complete, and your supervisor gave you one that you couldn't complete, what would you say to your supervisor?
I would probably say something like, thank you for giving me this additional task. Unfortunately, my schedule is quite full already. I will do my best to accommodate this new task, but it may it may ask me to reprioritize some of my current commitments to ensure that I can complete everything to the expected quality standards. And I would probably say also continue with saying something like, could we discuss those priorities and deadline to ensure that I allocate my time properly?
Okay, that was very well done, Alex. I'm pleased to inform you that all of your answers were correct, demonstrating a strong understanding of the material covered. Based on your performance, I am happy to assess you as satisfactory in these tasks. Your ability to accurately answer the questions reflects your diligence and comprehension of the subject matter. So congratulations, mate.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you.
Okay, moving on from now, we will now be working through the BSB WRT 311. Write a simple documents. During
Yeah.
this assessment, we will go through some verbal questions. I'm still waiting for the written evidence that I requested. Once I receive that and we complete this verbal Q&A tasks, I will be able to mark you for the entire unit to competency. So you are ready for the assessment, Alex?
I'm ready, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Tell me about the type of documents you create in your job. What are they and who are they for?
Okay, so as a office secretary, the main type of documents I create are correspondence, mostly emails, letters, memos. I also do reports, presentations, meetings, agenda, minutes, and quite a lot of various administrative forms or templates.
For one of your documents, tell me how you determine your audience, purpose, and requirements for your document according to organization policies and procedures.
Recently I had to create a company-wide memo. I determined the audience was all employees across the multiple departments and locations. So the purpose was to inform everyone about an upcoming policy change related to our expense reimbursements process. So the requirements per our documentation standards were to use clear, concise language, adhere to our branded templates, and we needed to obtain reviews and approval from management before we being able to distribute that memo.
For one of your documents, tell me how you determine the required format, style, and structure for document.
So to determine the format, the style, and the structure, I did use our standard memo template, which specifies font, styling, logos, and structure laid out with the section like purpose, background, the policy changes, the timeline, and the next steps. And the writing style was already formal, but it was also straightforward.
For one of your documents, tell me how you established the correct method of communication.
So the key points that I needed to include, were the context around why the policy was changing. I needed a clear overview of the specific changes being implemented. Also, any new procedures employee needed to follow, the importance of dates and deadlines related to the rollout, and who to contact with any questions.
For one of your documents, tell me how you established key point to be included in your document.
So I did develop the initial draft by first gathering all the relevant details about the policy changes from the finance department who was leading the initiative. Then I populated the memo template, focusing on clear language and breaking up the content into logical sections.
Okay. How did you ensure your draft met the purpose and requirements for the document?
So to be sure that I was meeting all the requirements, I had the finance manager the changes to review the draft accuracy. Then I also ran it through our info, which required the sign up from that was to ensure that it aligned with our policies around employees' communications.
Did you have to obtain and include any additional required information in your draft document? If so, what was it and why?
So one additional piece of information that I had to obtain was the specific timeline and rollout dates that the new expense policies would take effect for each geographic region as their differences.
In your workplace, are there any documents that you must have a supervisor or a colleague, for example, proofread before you can send them?
So yes, in my workplace, any major company-wide announcements, policy changes that impact all employees, or document that will be customer client facing, those documents require review and approval from multiple parties before distribution.
Okay. What changes did you have to make to one of your documents? Discuss how you ensured those changes were correctly made, that the document was checked again before it was finalized.
So for the expense policy memo, the finance manager requested some wording to be changed to clarify a couple of new procedural steps to ensure those edits were implemented correctly. I carefully updated the draft. Then I did another full review, cross-checking it against the final approved policy document from the finance.
How do you check your documents for spelling, grammar, and punctuation issues?
So I use a combination of different techniques to check my documents. So I use a built-in spell and grammar check in the application like Word browser. Add-ons like Grammarly that catch more advanced issues. And also carefully manually proofread reading. So that means reading through slowly and out loud if I need it.
What is your process for ensuring your document is readable and that the sentences, paragraph, sequencing, and structure of the document are correct?
So my process for making sure the document was readable and proper and have the proper structure is to first review it against the required templates or the guideline for that specific type of content. Then I also read through carefully to check that all the sentences are clear and unambiguous, that the paragraph flow logically, and the overall information is easy to follow. So I also look for any unnecessary jargon or overly complex language.
What are the 2 examples of your organization's policy procedures for written documents?
So the 2 key documentations policies are for all external, number 1, for all external communication and client customer facing material, it requires branding or legal review. And the second point is the sensitive internal announcements like policy changes must go through a formal approval workflow.
When would you use general emails in a work setting to communicate something and why?
So I would use a general email for basic internal communication that doesn't require any specific format. Things like meeting scheduling, quick questions, or sharing files.
When would you use your procedures to communicate something and why?
So procedure documents are used to outline established process that needs to be followed, like our office administration protocol, IT policies, or the HR process around area, like time of requests.
When would you use business letters and why?
So business letter may be used for more formal external correspondence, probably regarding things like contracts, partnerships, agreements, or legal notifications. So things like this.
When would you use meeting agenda and why?
So I would use a meeting agenda list. I would specific topics that will be discussed in an upcoming meeting, so attendees can prepare accordingly, and meeting can stay on track.
If not covered in the above questions, prompt what are the 3 examples of different formats, styles, and structures for documents?
So over common formats, I usually work with include so presentation slides, decks, spreadsheets, data reports, project documentations, training guides, and both internal and external newsletters.
Okay. That was very well done, Alex. I'm pleased to inform you that all your answers were correct, demonstrating a strong understanding of the material covered. Based on your performance, I'm happy to assess you as satisfactory for this week, or for this task, sorry. Your ability to accurately answer the questions reflects your diligence and comprehension of the subject matter. Now we have come to an end of your assessment. Before we end this session, I need to ask you a favor. I've sent you a feedback form through email. If you could fill it out and send it back to me, that will be great. The questions asked about the assessment process and today's activity, your feedback will help me further improve my assessment procedure in the future. Thank you for today's assessment session, and I wish you all the best, Alex.
Thank you, Robin, and see you next time.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.